All right, at the bottom of the page, please notice that there's a small amount of graph area. In this area, you're going to put a bar graph showing your results. On the y-axis, you are going to put the number of people that preferred your different categories. Please make sure to label this area with something like people preferring or number of people. Each box should represent one person. On your x-axis, you're going to put down the different categories that you have. Now, one of the things I ask for is a color code and a key. So over here, if you look, this is the purple color, and right over here, this key shows you that the purple color represents lime jello. So you want to come up with 5 different colors that can represent your different categories. You don't need to write the names of the categories down here. That's why you make a code, and it makes your graph look a lot less sloppy. But make sure to label that x-axis like I did down here. Mine is flavor. Yours would be whatever your categories are. Please also make sure to put a title on the top. So whatever class period you have, 6th or 7th or 5th, put period 5 and whatever your categories were. Jello preferences was my case. When you finish that, please start the audio again so you can find out what to do with the conclusion. All right, conclusion time. The first thing I ask for is for you to state your results. You want to make sure you include some numbers in this, and it's simply listing out some of your results. So in my case, I said more people in class preferred lime jello, and in parentheses I put 8 out of 21. If you'd rather do a percentage, that's okay, than any other flavor. But more people didn't prefer lime over the other flavors, meaning that even though 8 out of 21 preferred it, that's still not even 50%. More people liked a different flavor other than lime jello. So go ahead and figure out your results. Start the video again when you're ready for the next step in your conclusion. All right, so the next step is, does this conclusion support your hypothesis? This is a one-sentence statement that says yes or no and relists your hypothesis in there. Don't make me go back to the top of the page and read that. I only want to read as I go along. So my hypothesis that raspberry would be preferred is not supported by my results. That's all you got to do. So go ahead and write that out. Start the video again when you get done with this step. So the next step, list 2 possible explanations for your results. And it doesn't matter if your hypothesis was correct or not. Make sure that you're using the data that you collected to support your explanations. So my first explanation, and I'm not going to offer 2 in this case, but you will. I listed lime first. I'm thinking that might be a reason why some people had a preference for lime when they might have had otherwise a preference for raspberry. First of all, it's the first thing I heard. Second of all, I gave them a memory of a time that we did this really cool thing with the lime jello, and so it helped them think about lime jello more than raspberry jello. I guess that is 2 reasons there. And then some people also mentioned that lime wasn't their favorite flavor. But because I only gave them 5 options out of all the options that I gave them, it was their favorite, just out of those 5. So go ahead and write out your 2 possible explanations, and then start the video again when you get done. All right, if you could repeat this survey, what would you do differently? This is your 4th step in your conclusion. You just give me an idea of something else you would like to try. For instance, if other people were reporting that they liked other flavors other than jello, other than lime, the next time that I do this, I might try some different flavors and compare them against raspberry or lime and see if there's a different class preference. I could also, maybe they haven't tasted all these flavors, they don't understand how amazing raspberry is, so I could also give them a chance to actually taste that, have a little, cube of jello where they could sample each of my 5 flavors and then ask them the question. Then your final step down here, what other conclusions can you make? So I wasn't looking originally at percentages of males preferring one flavor or another, but I found that 30% of the males surveyed preferred lime jello. So maybe if I were asking more guys, I might end up with a different result, since they might have a different preference, like maybe for raspberry. And then I also found, this is kind of a ridiculous piece, but it's important to think about other ways you could state your data. 45% of the people with 4 letters in their name prefer lime jello. This is one of the things that advertisers do to try to convince you everybody's eating their product or everybody's buying their stuff. By coming up with sort of ridiculous statistics that are hard to track and hard to call them out on, They make sure that they can convince you that people are doing what they want you to do. All right, at this point, you are done with your Survey Savvy. Thanks.